Unity is the great need of the hour. That's what Dr. King said. It is the great need of this hour as well, because it's the only way we can overcome the essential deficit that exists in this country. I'm talking about an empathy deficit. The inability to recognize ourselves in one another, to understand that we are our brother's keeper and our sister's keeper, that in the words of Dr. King, we are all tied together in a single garment of destiny.
Whenever we find that there is an imbalance in life, where there are people who have power and influence and possessions way beyond anything that we're ever going to enjoy.
This issue of criminalization and particularly police violence is something that's getting a lot of play right now. Obviously, this is not a new problem. It goes back to like the founding of this country, founded on the exploitation of and violence against black bodies who are not seen as human.
Instead of policing people, you're literally serving and protecting them. There's a huge difference between the words serve and protect and police.
When I think about the police saying they want to serve and protect, I think they serve and protect white supremacy. I think they maintain the economic order of things, which is built to benefit and privilege white people. When I think about Martin Luther King, one of the things that I most admire about him is the ways that he really helped folks to put their lives on the line. Really what he did was he helped end racial terror in the South. He helped support folks to go and register to vote. People were killed because of that. And I think that we underestimate the significance of folks acknowledging, I have this right, I demand this right, and taking action to do that. That is extremely, extremely brave, and an act of self-determination and self-empowerment that requires a huge amount of work and an incredible organizing and incredible community support.
When you see an image like Martin Luther King or even a Malcolm X, or you hear the story of Rosa Parks, right? Like Rosa Parks was not just some tired old lady on the bus, like she was an organizer. But when you see these kind of romantic stories about how movements happen, you don't realize what organizing actually is or what it actually takes to be a part of or organize a mass movement.
Anthony Jakes, Yvonne Smith, everyone whose name we don't know.
No justice, no peace, no racist police. We the people are the bomb. When we say Babylon, we're talking about the state, talking about the anti-black police state that we live in. We're talking about state violence. So when we say chant down Babylon, we the people are the bomb, that means we the people will not only take it down, but we will transform it into a place that's built in justice and in love. We tear shit down and build it back up. Chant down Babylon, we the people are the bomb, we ready, we coming, we ready, we coming.
So one of the things that I really appreciate about We Charge Genocide is the fact that we're a grassroots group. We actually went to the United Nations again in honor of the 1951 petition. We went to the Convention Against Torture and Cruel, Inhuman, and Degrading Treatment, and that committee agreed that what is happening with the police against people of color in this country is torture. For the first time in history, they actually called out the specific state violence against Black people, and we know that this is because of our efforts as a youth delegation of 8 young Black and brown people going to the UN, writing a report, and then leading a few actions while we were there. They definitely heard us, they noticed us, and they claimed that this is torture, and the government needs to do something about it.
There's not really a place in our society for Black 18 to 35-year-olds that isn't a prison, that isn't a jail cell.
Ride or die. This the song for your ride or die. Clap, clap your hands for your ride or die. See, I've been there from the start, and I'll be there at the end. Little bro, you got that, and I swear you gonna sin, and we gon' blend. 2 brothers from the city, you win. If you confused about this life, I swear I help you comprehend, cause that's my job and that's my role. Be your tires on this road, and I'm never going flat. Even when the world cold, we can talk about these women, we can laugh at these. You can tell me all your fears, and I know you reach your goals.
And I need y'all to quiet down. I know there are hella folks here today. So it is especially important that y'all respect the mic, all right? We are a family. And this is my living room. We are a family. And this is my living room. And in my living room, there's no racist, sexist, homophobic, gender bias, or otherwise derogatory language. This is me telling you that you need to create artwork that does not cause pain to other people. Word? I will not say that this is a safe space, because there is no space in the entire world where no one will not get hurt. Every single space on this earth that is occupied by human beings, hurt happens. I will call this a brave space, which means that when someone hurts you, you are brave enough to come up to them and tell them. Are y'all ready to start this open mic?
Yes.
Word.
The song is called Ride or Die. It's for you, so just listen up. Go ahead.
I understand why people feel despair. It is absolutely justifiable. It's something that I myself have felt, and I continue to feel. There are days where I feel despair. But for me, what helps is to be in community that's fighting back. So I encourage young folks, anyone who's feeling this despair, to plug in, to get involved. We need more people contributing to this movement. And not only is that important to create change, but it's also important for us as people to be active in fighting back. And I think that that will help turn our despair into hope.
And I help you reach your goals, cause yeah, I'm your ride or die. Hey. Said I'm your ride or die. Baby brother, you my blood, and on me you can rely. I'm your ride or die. Every dark-skinned girl need a light-skinned.
It's okay to be angry, and sometimes it's good to be angry, especially considering kind of like the state of the world for Black people. Especially as organizers and protesters, we shouldn't be shaming anybody's anger. Like, Black people have a right to be angry and to allow that to fuel the work that we do. You know, I think there are productive and unproductive ways to be angry. And I think that it's always important to affirm the, right, like the psychological and emotional effects of trauma and violence and criminalization and all of that. And I think we should embrace those things and understand how they can fit into our work.
Everybody talking about a revolution. Everybody talking about a revolution. Everybody talking about a revolution. When I ask for the solution, bet I see no hands up, no hands up, no hands up.
The acts of solidarity that are taking place and the connections that are being made between struggles, I think, is really exciting. And all of this is happening extremely quickly, and we have a long way to go, absolutely, but we have a long history of work to build off of at the same time. And so that's all taking place. Again, I'm more hopeful than ever. Even though things are really bleak, I do think that we will win. I believe that we will win, absolutely.
sustain in a warrior tongue, singing softly, push the seed through the soil and wait for rain. Put that poison in the water, then they bottle it and say you lie. They're not doing what they are. I'm tired of barking, baby, time to buy politicians on the